Hello, everyone. It's Kendrick from Providence Tarot. I just want to welcome you to another reading. Yesterday, some troll said that I was perpetuating bull, so they inspired me to do Taurus next. Here's some more bull for you, darling. So, I'm going to shuffle the deck because I don't think that I've done that for you. Hi, who am I talking to? Kimmy, hi. Allison, hi. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Uranus is going into your sign right now, right? Uranus is the higher octane of Mercury. Here's Mercury right here as the lovers. Uranus rules Aquarius. Here's the star card, right? Let's get started. So what I've been doing is I've been doing the cause and effect spread for each sign this month. That brings in, the focus, the energy that's going on around you right now, your current state, and then the challenges around that current state or within that situation that you find yourself in. Then we deal with what you know at the bottom, at the foundation of the column in the center of the spread. And then we go with what you don't know and sort of like the energy that's moving forward. Yeah, it's sort of like, what's going to be revealed for you later. So that's kind of a future placement. There's no outcome card in this reading, but if you wanted to think of one, that would be the one for sure. And those are really great to interpret as the outcome card, definitely. All right, this feels pretty good, Taurus. You're very grounded. But, once Uranus comes into your sign, you might just be feeling like things changing around you over a course of like a decade or something. Wow. The Strength card right here at the bottom of the deck for you. This is Leo energy. And this is also talking about, it's talking about, the purity of what it means to understand your weaknesses and how you can embrace those weaknesses and use them as a means of gaining strength and gaining courage and just understanding who you are a little bit more, because the Strength card rules Leo, and Leo is really about understanding the self, understanding the will, understanding what you want to create, what you want to get out of life. It's also understanding how much energy you're going to put into something, how much effort you're putting into something. The eights also talk about being tested at different times, but it's nothing that you can't handle. You know what I mean? It's like that which string, or what is it? What is it? What is the which weakens me makes me stronger, or something like that. I forget the saying, but correct me if I'm wrong. But that's the type of thing that we're dealing with. We're talking about, how committed you are to creating more for yourself. You know what I mean, Taurus? And you definitely are into that because you're a fixed sign and you rule the second house, which is like earn income. It's also like belief systems as well. And then it also has a relationship to like marriage too, and the things that you have around you that sort of like strengthen your beliefs and who you are and what your life was meant to be, what your purpose is. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Exactly. So this is kind of like you experiencing some shakeups probably and some changes that Uranus is going to bring to you. Mars is also in your sign, so you're feeling very determined as well. You know what I mean? This type of energy of the Strength card is really indicative of the energy of Mars as well, being the first fire planet to represent Aries. You know what I mean? Next season will be Aries season, so you guys might be feeling a little bit better there. Uranus is no longer retrograde, it's direct, but you definitely should experience some shakeups in the next like decade. Just things changing, it's kind of like your evolution, and you don't really deal with that type of thing. On a grander scale, we all might be experiencing some shakeups, you know what I mean, in terms of like earthly matters and things like that, like money and how people save money. And also we might be dealing with, just kind of like the things that have to deal with like our actual earth around us, and how we contribute to things that might harm the earth, or how we might be contributing to things that like are taking away from our appreciation of what the earth provides us. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So there will be some shakeups around there. So I've cut the deck. Let me lay the cards out. And I also am going to be pulling some cards from the Mystical Lenormand deck. And I'm just going to place one in each sector, which you have a placement for your air, which is like, your thoughts, your communications, what you might be worried about, things that you might be trying to deal with within your own mind psychologically, that type of thing, what your focuses are. Yeah. And then below that, we have the water placement, which is, home and family. And it has to do with things that, deal with your subconscious energy, mother, nurturing experiences or the situations that you might be dealing with. And then I have the earth placement here, which is, obviously money and its finances. And it can also do with people and just kind of like physical movement in your life. You know what I mean? Your health, right, with your body as well. And then above that, we have the fire placement, which is talking about what you're creating and what you are, your livelihood, and what you might need to be doing that you're not doing, or what your actions might be affecting in your life, or how your life might be affecting the actions that you choose to do, that type of thing. So let me go ahead and lay these cards out. I usually pull from the bottom of this deck because those are sort of like some of the specifications. Maybe I'll do that because I did that with one of my friends. See, look, I never should have even. Oh, damn. I never should have even done. I never should have even done it. So, some of these messages will be for some people, and some of them will not be for some people. At the bottom of the deck for the Lenormand cards here, what we're left with after I've laid those extra cards out is the bouquet. This is Jupiter, and this is 9. So you guys might be dealing with a businessman, some of you, an executive type of person. I'm also going to pull some romance oracle cards. This also has to do with just financial abundance, or maybe like some luck or some kind of success. This might even be like an offering to go on a date or something like that. Someone might be approaching you with something like, maybe it's an offer you can't refuse, that type of thing. You know what I mean? Because when stuff like this comes in, it almost feels like it's putting a cap on something, or it's twisting tight the cap on something, or you're opening something finally after you've been trying to get it open for a while, that type of thing. So it really is Jupiter, and it is number 9, so it's talking about cycles. It really is talking about these epiphany moments that happen when you're presented with this opportunity, right? You're like, oh my god, I need to take advantage of this. And then it's kind of like a sense of pollination as well, because it's the bouquet and that bee is there as well. There's a lot of busyness, there's a lot of interest going on here with this card. And it really is talking about that. Jupiter is in Sagittarius right now, and from you, that's your 8th house, right? Which is talking about, hidden things. It's talking about, just like the past, nostalgia, how you deal with the past, what your fears are. It also deals with like, contributions that other people might make towards your success, right? Other people's money, that type of thing. It also has to do with like any control issues that you might have in terms of taking advantage of this opportunity that might be coming with you. You might have to be putting a stop to that, or putting some closure to those cycles that you've been having in like dealing with your control issues. And this is really going to bring about some change into your life. You're just going to have to adapt to whatever these changes are, and it's going to be something that's good. It's almost like you just can't really see the light shining on it completely yet, but it will be fully illuminated soon. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the center of the reading, what you're dealing with. The Judgment card, right? So this is very transformative energy. This is in your 9th house, which we just pulled number 9 here. Your 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius. Your 9th house is ruled by Jupiter. You know what I mean? Your 9th house is Capricorn, right? Sorry. Your 7th house is Scorpio, your 8th house is Sagittarius, and your 9th house is Capricorn, which is ruled by Jupiter, and that's the house of Sagittarius that Sagittarius normally rules. That's what I'm saying. But for you, it's Capricorn, I believe. And so right now, Pluto and Saturn are in Capricorn. Venus just left Capricorn right now, and it's going into Aquarius, which is another fellow, fixed sign for you and I, because I'm a Libra. My mother's a Taurus. Hi, Mom. So this is talking about some transformations that might be going on that are actually karmic for you. Yeah? And that 9th house for you, that is ruled by Jupiter. So this is saying saying that there are some opportunities that are going to come along that you may not want to release the control. And I just talked about releasing control issues with this card, and I don't know where it came from because normally I wouldn't even go there with seeing a card that's talking about luck and gifts and things like that, but I knew that it was something like that. So here is the control issue, here's the fear, here's the resentment from the past, here's your you're like reluctant to let go of something from the past, and that actually might be holding you back. That might be keeping this opportunity away from you. You know what I mean? So you have to just let go of something, and it may not even be anything big. It just may be like something that you may have failed at in the past, right? Something that you may have tried to do or that you may have been interested in, and as far as like what you wanted to create for yourselves, right? How committed were you to that thing that you were trying to create? Did you believe in yourself? Did you believe that other people were going to believe in you? Are you fully interested in exploring your creative energy and seeing where it takes you without feeling victimized by the exposure that you see within yourself, right? Because you're going to start opening up things for yourself. This is exposure. This is atonement, right? This is a releasing. So when you release something from yourself, you're definitely exposing it in a way, right? You have to expose it before you release it, because if you don't expose it, then you're never going to be able to let it go. So something might be exposed for you. You know what I mean? It could be a partner, it could be someone actually doing it, or this could be you finally saying something, right? Because Pluto is the higher octane of Mars, so it's talking about action. And I was just talking about Aries season or whatever I was saying. Yeah, about the sun and Mars. But yeah, this is you understanding that something has been revealed to you by way of this release, right? You are able to make a judgment call now, a better judgment call, because you are free from like what was holding you back before, because you were just kind of like stuck in this place of, just being stuck, you know what I mean? And for Taurus, you do like your comfort levels and you do like to be in one place, but it's like you don't want to be in one place creatively, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's look at what that. You guys might even be dealing with a Scorpio. Some of you might be married to a Scorpio, some of you might be married to a Leo, or you may know a Leo or a Scorpio that's involved. Look, and Aries season is going to bring us that full moon in Libra. There might be a lot of things going on with the full moon in Libra, and I did Aries yesterday, and they got some stuff here. The Two of Swords, which you got as your immediate influence and your challenge, they got it at the top of their reading, which is what they don't know yet that they're coming towards, right? So for you, you just got this again. I was talking about deciding on something, talking about cycles completing, things like that. You probably putting the stamp on something, understanding that a choice had to be made for something to seem fair to you, for you to believe that you were doing the right thing by you, you know what I mean, or by the situation. Because this is the moon in Libra, so this might have been something that might could have been plaguing you emotionally, that you were going back and forth on, right? It's the Judgment card. This is the thing that was holding you back, that you were just kind of like, you released control of, right? You had to make a decision. That was the challenge. You had to decide to release control on this, right? And it took some strength for you to do it. It took some courage for you to do it, because you felt vulnerable within, just having to do it this way. You know what I mean? Does it have to be this way? And that's the control element that I'm talking about. Releasing the idea that there has to be a certain way that something has to be done. Because, like I said, Jupiter is bringing in surprises, and it's bringing in moments of like, epiphanies and clarity, but it's through like all this other stuff that you might be experiencing. It's almost like your philosophies might even be changing through this that's happening, through these karmic transformations that you're feeling. You know what I mean? It's like you're dealing with people too, relationships. It might even be relationships with family, right? Because Sagittarius is talking about leaving a place and going off and having your own experiences through culture and through, meeting different types of people, and how that's going to affect you. So some of you might be feeling like, you're being changed just by all of your karmic experiences that you've been having over all of this time, and meeting all of these people and doing all of these things, and you want to be more involved in showing how you have been inspired and how you've been enlightened, right, by all of these things that you've experienced, and you want to put that into your creative productivity. That's what I'm getting. Anyway, let's look at the bottom of your reading. Ra, the Hanged Man. Okay, so this is what? This is your like your 11th house. This is your 11th house that's ruled by Aquarius, right? Uranus, the planet that rules Aquarius, is in your sign now. This is Pisces, or yeah, Pisces and Neptune energy. So what you're already working with is you already have the creative energy, right? Because Neptune is the higher octane of Venus, and it's the subconscious. So something is already underneath the surface. It's just waiting to come out. You know what I mean? It's like this is your creativity underneath the surface of the water, and then this is it trying to come out. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. And this is also you waiting for the right moment. And this isn't like you're waiting for somebody to tell you when the right moment is. It's like they're like, it's 3:30 a.m. on Thursday night, go. You know what I mean? Not that type of thing. They're saying that you're like waiting for something to happen or waiting to be inspired to make the right move. This could just be maybe you feel like you might have to make some kind of like a sacrifice, and maybe it has to do with time or waiting, right? And you know that something else has to complete itself. There has to be a cycle that it completes itself before you can come down off of this scaffolding and make this choice that you're making, right? In terms of freeing yourself from something that you feel like you're holding on to some kind of resentment from, and it's taking you a lot. It's taking a lot for you to like even deal with it right now. But things are gonna get better, definitely, especially with this Lenormand card coming up here, right? Kapow. Um, but yeah, you're definitely going to be enlightened. There's some kind of like energy going on with the crown chakra here. You know what I mean? Definitely with this Pisces energy, with Neptune, because they rule the subconscious. They rule like, illusion and dreams and stuff like that. So you may have always known that this thing was like part of your dream. You know what I mean? You just always been waiting for the right time in your life to kind of like, get it into production, or pull it down, right? Take it down from being hanging up there and like do something with it. You know what I mean? Because this is a perfectly good example of a person or a symbol or somebody, right? There's no injuries, there's no nothing, right? They just need to come down and get started, that type of thing. So let's look at what's going on at the top of your reading. Okay, so you guys might be leaving a situation that involves a person that you might have had a relationship with, and that's what the Strength card is, correlating with as well. It's resonating because this is an 8, and the Strength card rules all of the 8, so it's definitely connected to like pride and ego. You might having to be walking away from like a sense of the ego that you've had for a long time. You know what I mean? Or this could be walking away from a person within a relationship that you may have experienced, right? Because this is Saturn in Pisces. Saturn is exalted in Libra, and Venus is actually exalted in Pisces, right? So there's a little bit of a connection there. And this is also, kind of like it's definitely water energy. And the 8s are really talking about being tested in a different way than the 5s and the 7s are. The 8s are saying, you can really reach a moment of understanding what you're made of when you really tap into the energy of, believing in yourself, right? Because it is the belief and the commitment that you have with yourself, and understanding that it's you that has to make those real major choices for you. Nobody's going to make a major choice for you unless you made a major choice that changed that choice for you, right? So you are making the choices for yourself. Understand that, right? And you have to understand that, you might be being like restricted and squeezed and tested, and it might be feeling like it's really, really rough, or it may feel like it's going to be really, really rough in the future to walk away from something that you've been attached to for a long time or for a while. Or maybe this is a water sign that some of you have to walk away from, that you've had some type of relationship with a friend. You know what I mean? It could definitely be that. Maybe this person just kind of is always, victimized, and maybe you're feeling victimized whenever you're around them. Maybe you feel like you can't do anything right for this person, you know what I mean? Or they're never satisfied. So it's like, damn, like I'm out. I need to go because like I just can't deal with you anymore. You know what I mean? You don't wanna be that, because it's kind of unstable. Pisces is the most unstable sign. It's a water sign, and it's mutable. You know what I mean? Mutable energy is unstable, and water is unstable too. So you add those two things, you've probably been trying to bring some stability to a situation that you feel just exhausted by, right? Strength. Dang. This is intense. Because look, in the air placement right here, you're dealing with the devil, and then right next to it, you got the emperor, right? The devil is talking about unhealthy attachments to situations. You're thinking that a situation might be unhealthy for you. You're realizing, right? The focus, you're communicating with yourself that something is unhealthy and I need to detach from it. That's what I said, right? And this is what's at the top of the reading. It's Saturn, right? It's Saturn in Pisces, so you're walking away from that. This is Capricorn energy. Capricorn, it might have to deal with work or someone at work. And that's weird that these two cards are here and they're not up in the work placement because there's a work section in this spread. But you're thinking about a boss at work probably, or you're thinking about a coworker at work that might be a supervisor on the same level as you, or you're thinking about someone who might be, in a leadership position within an institution and they probably aren't doing, things the right way. You know what I mean? Or they may just kind of like, you know what I mean? With the devil card, it's almost like be feeling enslaved to something. It's like, it's codependencies and it's unhealthy attachments, but then it's also kind of like being like tricked into believing that like nothing is going to get better because, you're not worth it. It might be messing with your self-worth, it might be messing with your confidence, it's fucking with your sense of freedom, you know what I mean, that type of thing. And it's kind of grown. It's like the commitment, the way that you had to commit to this thing or this person has grown and grown and grown and grown, and it's almost like you don't want to even like be bothered with it anymore. You want to drop the weight, okay, you want to climb down off that mountain, or you also might just want to like tell this person how it is, because you know what I mean, because you're feeling burdened by something, you're going to act on it, right? The emperor, the four, right? Ruling the fours as well. So this is you understanding what, assertiveness is and taking into account that you're going to have to do what's right for you, you know what I mean, and protect whatever it is that you stand for, that type of thing. Because there are some truths here that, you're dealing with, and you really got your mind set. You're really focused. You're zoned in on this thing that you feel like is unhealthy for you, or this thing that you feel like you don't want in your life anymore, and you're going to do something about it. That's for sure. You know what I mean? It's like the awareness of the commitment that you have to getting to releasing yourself from this thing, you know? That type of thing. And we got some Mars energy here too. This is a 12, which is also a 3. There might even be like some gossip that might be being created, you know what I mean, around the place. This could be somebody that's just kind of doing something that they shouldn't be doing or saying stuff that they shouldn't be saying. And you're like, why are you even doing that? You're just kind of like making the situation worse. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So let's flip over the next card. Yeah, so it really is talking about in a place where a lot of people are, because this is the Parks card from the Lenormand deck, and it's talking about places that people convene and people come to all together, like work, hospitals, clubs, bars, that type of thing. And 20, it definitely is related. It's fixed energy as well to me. This is kind of more like Aquarius energy, but then the Pluto card is here as well, which is number 22. You know what I mean? Not number 22, but number 20 as well. And so the Parks card is just saying that, this person is kind of around a lot of other people as well. And that's probably what you're seeing is like really unhealthy here. You know what I mean? Also, it's kind of like making a choice to take a risk, you know what I mean? Choosing to take a risk, right? You're going to be in the opposing on the opposing side of someone that's on the opposite side of you regardless, you know what I mean? So that's your reality, and your understanding of that is like, you understand it, right? It is what it is. So it's like you're not going to try to like make it something that it's not. You're realizing that something has to be done. You have to release yourself, or if you are the person that's in authority, you might have to fire somebody, you know what I mean, you might have to do that. um I don't know where that came from, but that might have to happen, definitely, for sure. Okay, so let's look at the water placement for you. And where are we at? 24 minutes. Beautiful. If you guys could like the video, that would be amazing. I love you. All right, so now we got the Knight of Pentacle and the Page of Rods. So we're dealing with two people here. One is more mature than the other, but the younger one is actually more is very willful. I see somebody being skillful, and I see somebody being willful. So the Knight of Pentacles is mutable Earth energy, and that's Virgo, okay? Or it could actually even be Leo energy, just because the court cards are 1/3 of the sign that comes before it. But anyway, this is Virgo energy, and it's talking about somebody coming in to help someone younger, right? This might be you coming in to help someone younger, or this might be somebody coming in and being trained by someone else, on the team, and showing them the ropes, this type of thing. Now, this could also be like somebody just like well, this is in the home. So what I'm looking at here is somebody maybe helping you in your home. Somebody might be helping you find a new place, or you might have to find a new roommate. Some of you might be feeling like you have to find a new roommate, because the Knight of Pentacles is somebody that comes in as of service and kind of like offers up themselves and maybe sacrifices parts of themselves in a material way. So it might be money, or it might be time, or you might just feel like somebody's in your space. You know what I mean? Something that you value, absolutely, right? Or this could be somebody helping somebody out, right? And you're helping somebody out, and they might have said, like, I'll pay you this much, or I'll give you this much, or this is what I'm gonna do, or I'm gonna move in on this date, or I'm gonna move out on this date, and it kind of like isn't what they said that it was. You know what I mean? They're kind of being a little bit like little sneaky maybe, or you feel like this person might be just like hiding some things, because the Clouds card is next to the younger person, the Page of Rods, right? Sorry, I didn't have the card so you could see it. And the Clouds card is saying like there's a bad side to this situation, but then there's also a good side to the situation as well. And that's kind of like how the boundaries get dissolved. You know what I mean? Because you might be feeling like you're on one side of a situation, you might be like, damn, I'm on this side of it. Then you're like, okay, actually, no, I'm on this side now, and it's not taking sides, but it's just being able to see another side of the situation, which opens your eyes a little bit about somebody. You know what I mean? And this person might be coming into your life, or they might be going out of your life, because the pages are talking about phases changing, right? And this could be like a phase ending or a phase beginning, right? And if somebody's moving out, then somebody most likely is going to be moving in next. You know what I mean? So just be careful when you interview, or when you start looking at roommates or something like this, because somebody might be like lying to you about what it is that they say that they can do. You know what I mean? Because the Page of Rods is someone that says, I can do, and then they still have something to learn, but they almost might be a little bit over enthusiastic, right? So then you're like, damn, bitch, I thought you were gonna do all this shit, or you were gonna say you were gonna do all that shit, and you didn't end up doing it, right? This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or if you have Venus in Taurus. And I know some people that have Venus in Taurus, so hey, y'all. Okay, so let's look at the other Lenormand card, right? Definitely, for sure, for sure. Because look, y'all, this is really intense, and the Lenormand cards are really strong. Um, there's some disagreements and some arguments that might come from something, you know what I mean? And that's what the Whips card talks about. Just not really seeing eye to eye on a situation. And being that it's over here in the water placement, which represents the home life, and like the feelings around the home life and the people that might be in the home with you. And then it has the Page of Rods next to this clouds card here, which is Neptune, and it's number 6. And number 6 is talking about the routine that's ruled by Virgo. And this is the Knight of Pentacles here on the other side, which is Virgo energy, right? So this is you helping somebody out and them not really doing what they said they were going to do. And then you guys having a disagreement or an argument about it. And that's what these cards, look at these cards. I mean, look at them, right? So you might have to, deal with somebody. You might have to feel bad about it, or you might just have to let somebody buy somebody time, because they need more time to do something. You know what I mean? They might need to get another job before they can take care of what it is that they said that they were going to take care of. You know what I mean? You were helping them out, and that's okay. And that's probably what you have the Hangman down here for, because I said sacrificing something and waiting and maybe feeling like vulnerable to something or victimized by it. You feel victimized by it because you sacrificed part of yourself and you trusted, right? Because that's what the 3 does. The Empress definitely trusts, right? That's how she gets people to come in. Trust me, I'm inviting you in. You know what I mean? You can trust me, Venus, right? Justice, truth and trust. Okay then. I'm dealing with how I'm going to name these videos, and I think I'm getting truth and trust from y'all. Right? You know one thing or two about being committed, Taurus. Mm. Loving hard, usually. Loving hard. Some mystic man came up to me when I first moved to New York City and told me to stay away from Tauruses. Well, I don't think I can. Okay, my mother's one. All right, so now finally we're in the work placement. That's been coming up. Or your body, your physical body, finances, home, meaning physical home if you want one, if you want to buy one, investments, that type of thing. Mmm, this is good. So this is saying that you might be getting a return on something, even more of a return than you thought you were going to get. You know what I mean? This is Venus in Aries. Aries is very energetic, and he's very excited about things. He's enthusiastic. He wants to move forward. He wants to get things done. Venus is putting energy into that, providing a level of of beauty and aesthetic and just kind of like a feeling of pleasure there. You know what I mean? That's what you're getting out of this work or out of this money that's coming into you. Or this could just be like, home, definitely. Because some of you, like I said, some of you might be looking for a new home. Or some of you might be wanting to upgrade your home. And this is definitely an upgrade, you know what I mean? Because the Three of Wands is like a return on something, right? Definitely waiting for that. The Four is like, damn, here's the return, bitch. Look, we got roses and shit, flowers, right? And four does talk about stability. Four does talk about structure. Four does talk about foundation. Foundations financially, right? Foundations within your home. New foundations, right? Because this is an initiative, a card that initiates things. And it is related to this emperor here that's staring this devil card in the face. Hold on. Right? These are the first two cards in the sectors of your reading. The first placement of air. Bam. Right? There's some destruction going on somewhere. Something's changing. Like I said, you're going through some kind of change. Anyway, yeah, this is beautiful. This is the awareness of like how committed you are to something that like feels good to you, right? And this is kind of like getting, understanding like it's almost like you might be feeling like a status quo type of thing, right? It's almost like symbolic, right? I'm feeling like a symbol of the status quo is what you're getting. So this could even be a vehicle for some of you. You know what I mean? Four wheels of action, right? Bam, it's not Sag, but it's definitely fire. And fire is energy, right? Moving forward. Energy propels things. So some of you might be feeling propelled into a new foundation that is an upgrade from what you were experiencing before. A raise at work, right? It could be, an upgrade of your home. You guys could be, leasing your car, or maybe you finished paying off, your car lease or something like that. You know what I mean? And maybe you want to upgrade that. This could even be you getting a promotion at work, and that's the deal. That's what's going on right here. It's almost like you no longer work under someone at work anymore. You might even be above them. You know what I mean, in terms of the rank, or you might be like on the same level of them as the rank, that type of thing. And it could be because someone got fired. You know what I mean, or someone had to leave, or there might have been somebody had to sacrifice being there. That could be part of it. Also, what we're dealing with, let's look over the other card, the Sun. Yeah, this is amazing. So, like, you've got the Strength card in the reading, you've got the Emperor card in the reading, you've got the Judgment card, right, which is Pluto, you got Leo, you got Aries, you got Neptune, and then you have the Sun, which is Leo energy. And the Sun brings energy to stuff. Didn't I say that? Energy propels things forward. Energy gets things done. You know what I mean? We have the earth and we have the seed and we have the water, but if we don't have that fourth element, right, of the sun that comes in, right, that fire element to give energy to that which will breed life, then then we're good. So you're working with that type of energy. Things are being created for you in a major way. So never mind these karmic transformations that are happening for you, and the releasing of these things and the sacrificing of things and the having to make these strong choices for yourself, these hard choices for yourself. Every choice is hard, okay? I'm a Libra, right? I know that there's gonna be a reaction to something. All right, so this is you guys really being bold, feeling impassioned. This is your heart as well. You know what I mean? Your heart might be filled with joy because of something that you were able to achieve or something that you were able to get. This is kind of like you're experiencing some kind of like a level of success that you always wanted, that type of thing. And I'm loving that for you. I'm really loving that for you. Right, yes. A cycle has completed and you're celebrating that. Yes, yes, yes. This might even be a new life coming in. Some of you might be having a baby, or some of you might be just celebrating a life. You know what I mean? It might be birthday type of thing coming up. You know, you might be celebrating your partner's birthday. I don't know. But this is definitely some positive energy here. There's communication going on. There's movement forward. There might even be some traveling. Who's this young sporty man that you guys are dealing with? You guys are really aware of some things. Maybe you guys are, get it planning something. Maybe you're planning an event. Maybe you're planning to get something together. You know what I mean? And you're getting very excited about that. This might be an event that deals with travel, or you might be traveling somewhere for an event. You know what I mean? Or there could be someone that you're dealing with that makes you feel really good, and you guys might be just really valuing each other physically around each other. They might be moving in. You know what I mean? Somebody might be moving into your place with you. For those single Taurians out there. Okay, a lot of fixed energy in your reading and cardinal energy too. So let's look at what the other Lenormand card is. Okay, so this has to do with work. You know what I mean? This is the work placement. And like I said, this could be, sorry, I'm wiping my face. I feel like some of you definitely could be getting like some type of promotion, and it might even make you feel isolated at work. You know what I mean? And maybe, because you got the tower card, but in the Lenormand deck, the tower card is really just talking about being stuck in a tower, sort of like feeling isolated in that sense. And it's almost kind of like, there's a lot going on around you, right? But you still just feel like alone in some kind of like scenario, right? And you really just kind of want, maybe you're bored at work, you know what I mean? And you're trying to think of ways to kind of like bring more excitement into the office. Maybe you might be planning things for everyone to do in the office, or maybe your office needs to go and plan some kind of event to do together, right? To get everybody back into like that kind of like camaraderie of the team and stuff like that. And you know what I mean? Just like group support, that type of thing. Because people might be feeling isolated at work, or maybe everyone is isolated within themselves at work, and people are just not breaking away those walls, that type of thing. Or maybe you might have felt isolated within dealing with your finances. You know what I mean? Your finances, and maybe now this is going to like set some things in motion to where you don't feel stuck in like the burden from your finances. But the sun is number 19, and in this deck, actually, the Lenormand deck, the Tower card is number 19. So you really are focused on completing something. Right, you're focused on the cycle ending. You've gone in, you made some analysis, you made some you've had some epiphanies here. Some things have really come to you because you've tried to see like what part you may have played into a situation or a scenario, and if maybe the way you feel about it is just the way you feel about it and not the way that other people are making you feel. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. And it could just be because you are isolated at work. Maybe other people maybe have made you feel isolated, but then yeah, that type of thing. So I feel like now you're kind of like breaking out of this sense of this feeling of isolation, right? It is Saturn. You're just feeling restricted. You feel like you have to work hard. You have to work harder now. Now that you have this position, or now that you've gotten this sort of like upgrade in your life, things are harder now. Maybe you have to like work a little bit more for the money, or maybe you have to like really show some part of yourself that really shines so that you can feel like you are actually being this person that you have been given the opportunity to be within this new position. And it might be taking you away from the friendship and the camaraderie that you shared with, your other colleagues, right? The fraternization, whatever. Okay, so let's look at what's going on up here in your fire placement, which is kind of like what you're dealing with in terms of what your creativity, which you got a lot of that already, right? This is like, your heart, your passions, and this is also like, what is driving you right now, right? What are you putting energy into? Let's look. Like I said, there's some completions that are happening. This is Mercury in Virgo, and this is like a sense of completion or a sense of expansion within a routine, within daily life. You know what I mean? It's like daily life has gotten better, and now that you see that daily life has gotten better, now you're putting energy into that which you have like achieved, right? Because the Ten of Pentacles is talking about it's family stuff too, but maybe your family is able to benefit more from this promotion that you got at work. You know what I mean? Maybe the insurance got better, because Virgo energy does represent, like, how you treat your body daily and what you put into your body daily and the discipline and stuff behind that. You know what I mean? The treatment and the care. Methodologies and things like that. So, you might be dealing with that, or you might be just like putting a lot of energy into like documents and documents, money, finances, trying to get this stuff in order in terms of like the home or the housing situation, or trying to like upgrade. You might be refinancing, that type of thing, or you might be trying to like refinance your home and you're waiting for your taxes to come in so that you can do something as well. I feel like a lot of you guys are definitely aware of having a little bit more than you did before, and you feel like you're really grateful for that. And you guys are really good at saving too. Taurus, you're good at spending, but then you're also good at saving. So you might even be making a big purchase, you know what I mean? Because it's like you're able to save money, or you're able to get so much of a return back that you're able to do something that you've always wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. So that's good, and this is also getting your ducks in a row. Some of you might be like really like paying some bills back. You know what I mean? You might be closing out some cycles on some credit cards. Some of you might be like closing out some credit cards that might have been maxed out. That type of thing. You might be dealing with that, because I know y'all like to spend that money. Um, let's look at what's going on. What else is going on? Okay, yeah. Right. You're showing yourself a little bit of love and compassion. You're learning from this experience too that you've been going through. You know what I mean? The Page of Cups is saying that you're embarking on an experience where you're going to be learning more about yourself, right? By way of your emotional processing, your subconscious. So this new position that you might be in, right? That you might be in right now at work is showing you some things about yourself, and you're understanding where your weaknesses are. But it's saying there's more to learn here. There definitely is more to learn here within this scenario. And you have Jupiter underneath the bottom of the Lenormand deck. So, Jupiter rules Pisces, right? Or you could even think that this might be Cancer energy, or it could be Scorpio. But whatever it is, it's teaching you something about yourself that, comes from a deeper place. There's no way that anybody could have given you a book or anything and said, learn this so that you can like feel better about yourself later in life. You know what I mean? This is kind of like you having to go through the motions and go through the evolution, the emotional evolution of what it means to be a different person now that you have gone through this rebirth, this atonement, right? You've gotten what you wanted, right? You made a choice. You're having to make decisions now. But the great thing is that that you have a choice, that you can decide, right? Because some people don't have a choice. It's getting darker here, and I'm sorry, but let me just turn the lights on or something. Let me pull a romance angels card for you. The lighting, honey. I gotta get a light today. I'm gonna get a light today. Hopefully it's gonna be today, you guys. Because if I go to Best Buy and I don't see what I like or what I'm looking for, I'm gonna leave Best Buy with nothing. I'm not just gonna buy something because it is what I'm looking for, but it's not exactly what I want. Okay? Mercury and Mars and Virgo. And Libra. Doesn't Libra know what they want? I know you're Venus. You're Taurus. So let me go ahead and pull these cards for you guys. And then we're going to go. I wanted to do another reading, but I might have to get out of here. I have a date tonight. I'm kind of excited. I mean, you know what? I'm not even going to say I'm excited. I'm just glad I'm getting out of the house. Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Okay? Quickly decide what is it that you want so that it comes to you now. Right? Don't be complacent in how you feel. Step into own who you are now. Own this new sense of identity that you have, Taurus. Okay, your feelings are real and worth exploring in terms of like somebody that you might have romantic feelings for, right? Hold on, let me turn the light on because I can't take this anymore. Okay, my chanclas. Did you hear them slip sliding across the floor? I really hope that you guys got some messages out of this reading. I really try to go, so that things pop out at you. Everything won't resonate with everyone. Trust me, there are billions of people in the world, and I am one person. You know what I mean? So every reading will not resonate, but some of them mostly will. Oh, I forgot to read a card. Yes! Okay, Taurus. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe. So you guys got the fish, right? This is amazing because to me, this is kind of like Pisces energy. And this talks about a choice that you made because it's got a 2 here. You know what I mean? It really is saying that something has been decided. It's like your creative energy has brought you this stability. Like the energy that you put into things and how you nurture something has brought you this stability. And this is talking about money because fish is abundance, right? So this is the last card, and look at where it came from. You dealing with this situation. Look, right? Page of Cups with the fish there, and then you got the fish right next to it as its companion card. And this is just more news coming in and more information coming in. You're going to be getting things. You're going to be getting downloads. You're going to be understanding things as they come in. This is talking about, dealing with emails and dealing with documents and dealing with, just data and information that you have to put out there and take in. With this new position or this new job or whatever it is that you're doing. But it's like, you're committed to, choosing you, and also, just kind of like practicing this new level of confidence, this new air about yourself that you're going to have. You know what I mean? I think it's really wonderful for you, Taurus, and I'm living. My mother is a Taurus, and my sister has a Taurus moon. And I know some Taurians out there. Some of them are really hot. All right, Taurus, I love y'all, and I will see you soon. Bjork playing in the background. What? What, Allison? What are you talking about? What are you laughing?